Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Scrubs and Software. Before I dive into this week's tool, I would love to once again encourage you all to send any ideas for episodes my way. I will also be at Health in Las Vegas next month, so if you want to meet up and talk about anything AI related or record a podcast or show me your product and get my thoughts, please reach out. It's something I love doing, learning about, and sharing my ideas about. But this week I'm going to be talking about Schedule Forward. This is a company that I ran into at ASAP, so the Emergency Medicine Conference a couple weeks ago. And if there is anything that I could think of to use AI for that is kind of low hanging fruit, low risk for patients, it would be this. And it's in a much needed space. And so this is a company that was founded by an emergency medicine physician for emergency medicine. Now, obviously, I imagine the implications for scheduling for other specialties are there, but I think emergency medicine scheduling is particularly difficult because of how many people there are, preferences for off days, it being a 24/7 operation, lots of things. Obviously, if you did schedules in residency or currently, or know a colleague who's done them, it's not anyone's favorite job or exciting or anything that anyone wants to do. And so having AI and something that can help, I think, is very important. And so the concept here is essentially using AI to ensure that as many people get their preferences and schedule as possible, while also meeting the parameters of, for example, everyone needs to work a certain number of night shifts or at a freestanding ER or anything like that. The cool thing about them is you can go to their website that you see here now and click on try it, so up here, and you can play with the actual tool that you would essentially purchase. And so you could explore admin features or user features. So let's just start with admin features and see what's there. So my initial thought is I love how this looks. The scheduling software that I've used at the various hospitals that I've worked at, from a user endpoint, has been very clunky and honestly something that looks like it's from the 90s or early 2000s. This already looks modern. It looks nice. I see kind of a request thing, how many people are on shifts. Looks like there's a request down here that you can view, approve or deny. Gives you the name, date, and whatnot. But the thing that I'm really curious about is what building the schedule looks like. And so when I was discussing with our team members, there's a few different ways you can build the schedule. Of course, there's manual. I imagine if you're buying this and using this, you're probably not going to be using that. There is guided. There's generator. So generator is the one where everyone is going to put in their preferences. The AI algorithm is going to kind of try to get as many people's preferences in there and use that. And then they have a draft feature as well. So this is almost like a fantasy football draft where everyone kind of logs in and they get to pick and choose their shifts. I think it's a cool concept. I imagine if everyone needs to log in at a certain time, that might be difficult because obviously people have busy lives and whatnot. So I think they were explaining to me that you can put in your preferences and it'll auto draft for you essentially. And so just like fantasy football, you can put in your preferences for, like, I want to work on Tuesday afternoons. That's my number one preference, and it'll do that. So let's kind of start with the generator mode from the kind of admin side and see what that looks like. And so it'll give you the total number of shifts. Obviously nothing's assigned between two locations, and at this point presumably everyone's put their preferences in, and it says it's ready to generate a schedule. So I'm going to generate one, and it's kind of giving me all of these things. So intelligent assignment automatically assigns users to shift based on availability, preference, and skill requirement. Fair distribution, constraint optimization, respects local requirements, tag assignments, and user preferences. Okay, so let's just click on generate and see what happens. Okay, so looks like it generated it in 3 seconds, saved you 4 to 8 hours of manual scheduling work. I totally believe that. Continue to review assignments. Okay, and so that's what it looks like. This just looks beautiful and very organized. I love the look of it. And then I imagine if there were any errors, it would probably show me something in a certain color or anything like that. And then you can go to the nights as well. And then it looks like once it's done, kind of saw this here, you can manually then go and change things if you want to. Yeah, so looks like you could manually change users and things like that. So that's really cool. I was also curious about looking at what that draft feature looked like, because that was kind of intriguing. So let's see if we click on draft. Okay, so this I think is a view of like that draft is kind of going midway. So it's showing draft progress, 10 of 60 picks in, 60 of 240 shifts assigned. This person's on the clock, so yeah, exactly like a fantasy football draft. So I kind of like this too. I think most people in reality are probably gonna use some type of preference. Not everyone's probably gonna be sitting there. And then it looks like this is the pick order. And I imagine you could probably set the pick order based on seniority, or maybe whoever had the top pick last month is going to be the last pick, that kind of thing. So that is cool. And then let's just see what guided looks like. Okay, so guided I think is probably, from what the idea I'm getting is, it's kind of a mix of the two, and the person is manually choosing them, being guided by the preference for the different physicians in the department. I will have to come back to that. I don't want these things to be 20-minute episodes. But the other thing I really wanted to check was what the user end of things look like. So let's see, how do I switch to that? Oh, there we go. So this is admin. So the user end of things. Okay, so this is giving me a nice breakdown of main versus freestanding shifts, my recent requests, if they were approved or not, and then my shifts down here. The thing I'm looking for is, how do I put in my preferences? So there we go. So preferences. And I think my internet's being a bit laggy. Okay, so how many extra shifts I might want to work. Let's see. Okay, so this is, so I'm going to launch the draft, and when I launch the draft, this comes up. So it looks like I'm on the clock. I have 14 minutes, and then essentially I can go to actions, and, or I guess these are the open shifts. So if I see an open shift like this one right here, I can click on it and pick the shift up. So that's really cool. I think it kind of gamifies that. And I know if this was something that my ER was using, I would probably have my calendar open and be picking and making sure that I got the shifts that I wanted. The other thing I wanted to see is, where can I put in my preferences for, say I want to work only nights or only mornings. Okay, so it looks like I can put in preferred days and rank them, and then same thing with various day, evening, and night shifts as well. So I can put in preferences for consecutive days as well. So from 1 through 7, I would not want to work 7 days, but I guess that is an option you could put in. And yeah, so here's some more kind of things. So day preference, time preference, consecutive days, and then smart selection automatically pick shifts that best match my preferences. So really cool. I think, I love the interface. It looks clean. It looks like something that is easy to use from both the admin side and the user side. I think obviously trying to maximize everyone getting as happy as possible with their preferences is very, very important. That is something that has been shown to be crucial when it comes to burnout and job satisfaction, particularly within emergency medicine. So I think this is something that is solving for that. And then quite plainly, just making the scheduler's life easy. And so I know all of the kind of large scheduling softwares are probably going to have some type of AI feature. This is the first one that I've actually seen personally and gotten a chance to play with. And I love it. And so, yeah, I would hope that any emergency department would seriously take a look at this, because this is going to make everyone's lives better. And it's AI being used to, reduce burnout, reduce hours spent on building a schedule, and the thing that AI should be used for now, because I think there's still a ways to go with AI in direct patient care. There's definitely places where it's excelled, but a lot of places it hasn't. So once again, if you have a tool you want me to review or look at, if you want to meet up at Help next month or anything else, hit me up. Thanks for watching.